Welcome to the culture. We rest at the pulse of the community, providing all things news, music, fashion, events, and everything that we talk about in between. It's a lifestyle. We are the culture. Hi, and welcome to another edition of The Culture. I'm your host, Jessica Garrett Modkins, and today it is all about the money. Joining us is Bryce Thompson, millionaire, millennial, investor, and entrepreneur. Bryce, welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's a blessing to be here.
It's a blessing to have you. And let me just tell you, quite frankly, all of the information that the culture staff and I have been able to read about you, when I tell you that they are on pins and needles, just excited about all of the jewels that you're going to drop today. But I want to start I want to start and go way back to what it was like for you when you were a child, and how did adolescence affect you for where you are right now? Where are you from?
I'm from Missouri City, Texas.
Okay. And what was it like growing up in Missouri City, Texas?
Oh, for me personally, I think it was just like any traditional childhood. Um, getting involved in mischief, childhood mischief, having fun, enjoying life as a kid, no responsibilities. I would say I don't come from I don't come from the richest family. I don't think I come from the poorest family either. I would say probably, anywhere from not having anything to middle class, somewhere in between there. At least in the first part of my life, my mom, and my dad, my mom, and my older brother, pretty much lived together my whole entire childhood growing up. My dad was overseas most of the time. He was in the military. He's retired now. So, in a way, I come from a single family household, but I do have a good relationship with my dad. He was just always he was at war, Afghanistan, Iraq, here, there, everywhere. But
Wow.
yeah, in the beginning of my childhood, we went pretty much from apartment to apartment in the Houston area. Uh, Maybe around like eight, 8 or 10, 8, 9 or 10, somewhere in that range. We moved into a house for the first time in Missouri City, Texas. So that's where I kind of started my journey in Missouri City. That's where I picked up all of my morals, and I met new people, and my character started building from that point. I was always a athlete. I had dreams of going to the NBA, just like a lot of different kids my age at the time. I I started taking basketball serious very early on after watching my older brother. My older brother's about 7 years older than me. He was serious about basketball, so I kind of picked up, that same passion for it. And a lot of the schools I went to, I excelled athletically as well as academically. I was never really a kid that my mom had to tell me to make good grades or had to stay on me about doing my homework or studying. And I was always somebody that wanted to make good grades. I wanted to be the best in the classroom. I wanted to be the best on the court. So I competed at a high level, and because of that, the results showed. I graduated, the number 10 student in my high school graduating class. I didn't
Very
go
nice.
on. Yeah, I didn't go on to play basketball in college. Unfortunately, well, fortunately, it's a blessing. I ended up rupturing a disc in my lower back my junior year of high school. So I didn't even pass a physical to play my senior year. And I didn't have any Division 1 or even Division 2 offers at the time. So I probably would have went to play at a JUCO or something. So it was really a blessing in disguise, because I went on to go to Morehouse and get an education, and the people and the experiences I got there changed my life forever. And in a way, it put me in the position that I'm in today.
Nice. So you went on to Morehouse in Atlanta, Georgia. What prompted you to choose that HBCU?
So, to be honest, a lot of it was my mom, but also me at the same time. I got a full academic scholarship to go to school at Prairie View A&M, which was about 45 minutes from my hometown. And when I got there, I still felt like I was at home. I still felt like not much was changing in my life. And I had got so addicted to growth during that period of time where I wasn't when I wasn't playing ball. Like I started, focusing on things that I wasn't focusing on before. I started looking into, ways to be an entrepreneur. I started Googling how to make $1 million, right? Because I wasn't focused on ball at the time or anymore. And when my mom brought up Morehouse, I applied. They accepted me, and I decided to go at the last minute.
That's great. And then you have an interesting story that I read about ultimately choosing to go to Morehouse and the financial um, ability that you needed to meet in order to do that. Can you explain to our listeners what happened?
No, absolutely. So yeah, I got to Morehouse. Culture shock for me. I was around a bunch of different young black millennials just like myself that ultimately wanted to be successful. That was really the culture shock. Like I come from Missouri City, Texas. Everybody want to either be a basketball player, a rapper, or they just gonna stay at home with their mom and their dad for the rest of their for the rest of their lives. So when I got to Morehouse, I got around a bunch of people like myself that wanted to be entrepreneurs, wanted to be doctors, wanted to be lawyers, wanted to be just successful ultimately. And I made friends very quick. It was my first time making friends outside of playing ball. So it was a little different for me. But I would say after 2 weeks of moving into my dorm, meeting, all of these new friends, I went to class one day and they pulled me out of class. Well, my name wasn't on the roll sheet and they told me I needed to go to financial aid because I had a balance. So I went to financial aid, and they told me that I wasn't going to be able to go back to classes because my tuition wasn't paid. And then I went to my dorm to make phone calls, try to figure out like how I can resolve the situation. And they actually put a note on my door telling me I needed to move my belongings out by a certain date. So for me, is I kind of took it as a joke, like it wasn't really happening, but it got it got more and more real as the days went on. And my mom was still in Atlanta trying to figure everything out for me. And I just remember being in the Morehouse parking deck trying to figure out how to pay a $47,000 tuition with little to no scholarship. And after calling up pretty much everybody in my family, people in my community, scholarships that regretted to inform me that I didn't get it, I just reached back out to see if they would have some sympathy for me. Nobody came through for me. But my great uncle, somebody you would like never think, like two gold teeth, two gold teeth, carry around a 6-pack of beer every time you see him. He got on the phone with my grandma and he said, you know what, I'm gonna just pull out the loan for him, a $47,000 loan. And I was able to get back in classes. And he told me, when you make it big and make it successful one day, just remember me. So, now that I'm at this point in my life and I've gotten crazy blessings financially, I decided to do a scholarship in his name,
Wow.
scholarship for HBCUs in his name, just for any student that may be in the same situation that I was, 6, 7 years ago.
Yeah, I read that in Forbes, and I was just curious as how your mindset took you to where you ultimately decided, hey, this is what I want to do. I want to philanthropically, I would like to work with students and scholarships for them for HBCUs. The article was great. If anyone is out there, just Google Bryce Thompson and read the article about his philanthropic work. But I want to know from you, when you saw the article hit newsstands and it was actually published, what went through your mind?
My mind was blown. Being in Forbes, that's kind of like, yeah, I could see myself there before, but I'd always like saw other people there and I was just like, man, that's crazy. Like I never knew how to get in Forbes. Like I never knew like what's the process of getting in Forbes. And for me, I come to realize you got to do something great. You got to do something that makes sense. And seeing my name as a headliner in Forbes, especially for giving back, was a big thing for me, because a lot of people can be in Forbes for a lot of different things. It could be making money, it could be starting a business, it could be creating a movement, doing this, that, or the third. But to be recognized as a servant was like if I want to be recognized for something, I will want it to be that. Like it's not about what you know, it's not about who you know, it's about who knows you and what they know you for. So for people to know me and to know me for giving back and you know ultimately trying to impact the world in a positive way, is like I couldn't feel any more blessed.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So with this scholarship, is it an annual thing? Is it too late for those who may be attending an HBCU now? Tell us about that.
It's annual, so I plan on doing it every single year. Applications for the 2021 school year should be opening up soon. But yeah, this is going annually, and I plan on just giving more and more back every single year.
And so, with applying for that, where do they go? How do they find out more information?
All right, so I partner with a scholarship platform called Scholly. So, and it's through my foundation, IAMS Foundation, and that acronym stands for It'll All Make Sense Foundation. So if you go to the Scholly website and you search in IAMS Foundation, it should pop up. You can
Okay,
go in and apply pretty easily.
cool. We'll make sure we drop it in the comments. So, you're an entrepreneur living your best life. Take us through what that means for you. And more importantly, we want to know, did you choose to be an entrepreneur or did entrepreneurship
Excuse
choose
me.
you?
Yeah, so a little bit of both. But being young and making money and having attention, I would say like it has its problems. People say more money, more problems. I personally don't understand why that people say that. It's really less problems, more solutions, or better yet, it's different problems. Like some of the problems I'm dealing with, being young and having money, having success, I didn't have to deal with before. Having the things that I have. Like I gotta watch, who's really here for me. I gotta watch who's genuine, who's loyal, and who likes me for me and not just what I have. Um, I also got to just make sure that I'm not, allowing people to influence me on what I should do with what I have, because they don't, they may not have it. They may just be wanting me to benefit them in some way. Problems I didn't have before. And secondly, um, for one, it's a blessing. Being young and being able to live a life that most people only get to see on TV. God is the greatest. And what was the second part of your question?
I was just asking if entrepreneurship chose
Oh,
you or did you choose entrepreneurship?
yeah. So I wanted to go, at least I thought I wanted to go the traditional route of going to school, getting a good degree, getting a good job. I did internships while in college. I kind of got a good taste of what it's like to be in corporate America, working 9 to 5 as an engineer. And after getting that experience, I understood it really wasn't for me. And I grew up watching my mom. My mom's been an entrepreneur my whole life, so I'm thinking like, okay, cool. I can do this. My mom, raised 2 kids, being a full-time entrepreneur, not working a 9 to 5, working strictly for herself. And that's when I got introduced to the power of investing. My older brother, who's actually was actually a full-time engineer at the time, back when I was 19 years old, 2017, he started showing me and investments and other things like that. Me not really knowing anything about it, I just inquired more and more and more. And once I got into it, I took it full fledged, and it's opened up doors that in the beginning I never thought it would open. But even things that I couldn't see, I couldn't visualize at the time, but now I can. And the sky's the limit.
That's a good place for us to stop. We've got to take a quick sponsor break. When we return, it's about those investments, securing the bag, crypto, and the iMillennial 3 conference taking place this weekend at Hard Rock Stadium.
Hit me with your best shot. Come on and hit me with your best shot. Hit me with your best shot. Fire away.
The COVID-19 vaccine is here. We're giving it our best shot for a strong, healthy community. Find out more at miamidade.gov/vaccine. Take your best shot at life. Get vaccinated.
Hi, and welcome back to The Culture. I'm here with Bryce Thompson, and he is giving us all of the deets on what is going on in the world of investments and crypto. So let's pick up where we stopped. Can you tell us about cryptocurrency investing and what exactly is cryptocurrency?
Right. So cryptocurrency is a digital currency. It's the future of of spending and exchanging money. We're living in a world. We've lived in a world where money has been physical exchange from one person's hand to another person's hand, and as you all can see, um, okay, cool. As you all can see, going through this COVID-19 era, this pandemic, a lot of people don't want to spend money from one person's hands to the next. We want to try to exclude germs as much as possible. So digital currencies are becoming more and more relevant. People are starting to use it. Big major companies, are starting to accept, cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum as ways for, buying their product. And like I said, it's the future. So for anybody that's watching this, right, please listen to me. Go get you some crypto, right? Even if it's just a little bit, even if you get a little bit at a time, go get you some crypto. Owning crypto is like owning real estate right now.
Really?
Yes. And what was the first part of the question?
That was it. I was asking about crypto and how did you get into crypto, and really the next part was getting ready to ask about what do you say to those people who say that they're too late to the game, and no need in trying to buy it. But I think you just debunked that completely.
No, no, yeah, absolutely. For one, I would say, getting involved in cryptocurrency is pretty easy. A lot of people are intimidated by it. They think like, oh, I don't really know anything about it. Oh, it's hard. It's a bunch of graphs. I don't know what I'm looking at on your app store. If you got an iPhone or Android, Coinbase is one of the most popular cryptocurrency wallets. You also got Trust Wallet. That's one of the main wallets that I use. Like I said, you can download it on your app store, on your phone, whatever phone. Well, if you hopefully you got a smartphone. If you have a smartphone, you can download it. It's easy. And the other part of your question is, you
It
know,
was just talking through cryptocurrency. What is
right,
it?
right, right, right.
Educating those people who are watching and debunking the fact that they may think that cryptocurrency is the wave and they've missed the wave and
Oh
they're just
yeah,
too late.
yeah. I don't want anybody to think they missed the wave because I thought like that too. Right. I thought I missed the wave of Bitcoin. Right. Bitcoin started off at less than 25 cents a coin, and for anybody that knows the price now, Bitcoin's well over 30,000. It reached heights of over $60,000 a coin. So just think about the amount of coins you would have been able to get when it was less than 25 cents. Right. You could have spent $100 just on Bitcoin alone. You could have got tens of thousands of coins. And if you would have looked up now, you at tens of thousands of coins and it's 30,000 plus a coin, you would have been very, very, rich and successful. However, Bitcoin, the price of Bitcoin does fluctuate. It was at 60,000 plus, now it's at 30,000 plus. But that's just like real estate. The value of real estate could go down, and then you look up a year down the line, and it's shooting up. Overall, it's appreciating, right? Real estate appreciates. It's an appreciating investment, just like cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is the future of the way we spend and exchange money. So it's important to own some, no matter what the price and value it is right now. It's going to appreciate over time because that's how we're going to use or spend and exchange money later down the road. So,
Why are there so many different types?
for to be honest, anybody can make their cryptocurrency, but it's just like real estate. You got different types of real estate, right? You got commercial real estate, you got residential real estate, you can buy a home, you can buy a townhome, you can buy apartment complex, you can buy, storefront, whatever the case may be. Cryptocurrency works the same. And just like Um, just like break the currency that we have right now. If you look around the world, you can spend US dollars in the US, but you can't spend US dollars in Europe. So we have different currencies. It's the same thing. I would mainly right now I would focus on the ones that are being used the most: Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, Ripple. Right, those are four cryptocurrencies that I would say for anybody that's watching. Those are the ones that's safe. You can go get right now. Large companies right now are utilizing one of those four to buy and exchange things, or for people to buy their products. So it's definitely a safer investment as opposed to any other crypto.
Well, there were a lot of us that were under a rock about this whole discussion on cryptocurrency. And then Elon Musk went on SNL, did this skit, and all of Dogecoin just tumbled with his comment about it being a hustle. What do you have to say about that?
Right. Like I said, if you're listening to this, right, I just named, four that I know, those are good investments. They're going to be around for a long time. They're not just temporary ways for you to make substantial amounts of money, but if you don't pull out at the right time, you lose all your money. They're not one of those investments. These are cryptocurrencies that have been around for years now. Dogecoin hasn't been around for years, right?
Mhm,
And like,
mhm.
I don't want to speak too much on it, because I don't want to be negative to the people that
Yeah,
are specifically behind the
absolutely.
coin. But yeah,
Absolutely.
that's not an investment that I would consider safe right now. It's an investment that could ultimately, yes, make you money, but safe, not as safe as the other cryptos that I mentioned.
Right. It's a risk. Point taken. And I'm sure that these are some of the things that you're going to get into this weekend here in Miami, Hard Rock Stadium. It's the iMillennial 3 conference that's going on. You started this 3 years ago, and here you are today. Over 13,000 people have registered. What can the attendees expect?
Man, I don't even want to tell them what they can expect, because I don't know what to expect. This is, this I don't even know what 14,000 people looks like myself. The biggest crowd I've spoken to was 7,000 in London last year, and that crowd was massive. So just to think 14,000 like that has to be, crazy. But and like I said, this is a different type of crowd, right? This is not, people that are coming to just enjoy the moment and the experience. No, this is people that are coming to not only just enjoy the moment, but to take away from the moment and go, utilize it when they go back home. This is a income producing event, right? So I want everybody to get an experience, enjoy the fun, enjoy the hype, enjoy the music, enjoy the entertainment, the performances, but ultimately take notes, like learn from the people that are in the results that they ultimately want to be. Learn from the people that earn their right to be on stage, earn their right, or earn the success that they have, and are great enough to come back on stage and teach everybody that will be in the crowd. So
Nice.
anybody coming, or anybody that wants to come at some point, this is an event that will continue on for years to come, God willing. Come take notes. It's an income producing activity. Like, come learn, grow, and take it back with you to teach somebody else.
Nice, nice, nice. Now, is it still open for people to register, or how does that work?
So this one sold out, right? So we would release more tickets, but because of COVID laws,
Right.
they put a cap on the amount of tickets we can sell. I'm actually surprised they let us sell that many, but they did. And this is gonna be one of the, I don't know any other events since COVID hit, but that's been this large, but I'm sure there has been. But this will be the largest entrepreneurial event since COVID hit. I, I
Nice.
am I am sure of that. And if I'm wrong, somebody just fact check me on that. But this, like I said, this is gonna be bigger and different than any event anybody's ever seen before. That's my vision for it. So I'm excited about it.
I'm excited for you, and thank you so much for dropping those jewels. If people would like to follow your teachings and the things that you're doing, how would they follow you on social?
So my Instagram, most people can find me and just kind of look at everything that I do through Instagram. My Instagram is B Thompson Official at B Thompson Official. Yeah. So outside of my Instagram, you can also go on my YouTube, beat Bryce Thompson. Just look up Bryce Thompson. It should pop up. I got a few different videos. I'm also going to start launching, some more videos just to kind of document or show what I've documented over the last year. And, just I will say that be on the lookout for the next. I know it's sold out this year, but be on the lookout for the next I Am 4, right? I Am 4. I know COVID laws kind of put a limit on what we can do, even though it's still going to be great, it's still going to be a huge turnout. I Am 4. I'm already looking forward at what we're going to do when this whole COVID thing starts to slow down a bit. I want to pack it out completely. 60,000 plus people from different states, countries all over the world coming together, taking in all of the value that we're going to provide on stage.
Nice. Are you looking to come back here to Miami?
Jessica?
Yes.
We're gonna see. So far, I'm loving Miami. I'm loving the weather. The venue is crazy, right? The venue is exceptional. But we're gonna see after
We'll see.
So far, yes, for sure.
Okay.
We can come back to Miami.
Well, cool. It's been a pleasure. We wish you much success this weekend. And thank you so much for dropping all those jewels. And to you, the Culture crew, thank you for watching. And don't forget to join us tonight for another edition of My 2 Cents. Grab a drink, set your timer, and we will have a fun time with My 2 Cents crew tonight at 6 o'clock on YouTube Live and on Facebook Live. It's been a pleasure. We'll see you next time.
The Culture. Let's do it.
The Culture is produced and owned by Hip Rock Star Media and cannot be reproduced or broadcast without written consent by Jessica Garrett Modkins. All rights reserved 2020.